Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh Shemel Shai, Shibakak Wadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful like tabernacle of David, the elder Yashuan. And the sieges have started. Okay, so let's read this Deuteronomy 28:53. The siege and terrible distress of the enemy's attack will be so severe that you will eat the flesh of your own sons and daughters, whom the Lord your power has given you. So cannibalism is trending, if you're paying attention. But what we're talking about here is the siege. There's a siege coming to Babylon the Great, and you're going to be caught up in it because of the suffering your enemy will inflict on you during the siege. So a bunch of suffering is coming with this siege, okay? And I just read that because I saw this by Dabu, neighborhood under siege. So the sieges have started. Trooper pilot killed in a helicopter crash during Flagstaff gun battle. So what this is sounding like is, see, if civilians are going to start shooting back at law enforcement, we're right at that point. Okay, we're at the point, and they're promoting and egging it on. They're egging the civil war on. So let's watch this real quick, and then I'm gonna keep it real short. But see, they could have shot that helicopter down because things are at that level now. Are you coming after me? I'm going out in a blaze of glory. Let's watch this real quick.
They say that two Arizona department.
So let's start from there. Dabu 7. Let's see.
Bruh. That helicopter just crashed.
Bruh.
And that right there is one of the only video clips that we have of this helicopter going down in Flagstaff, Arizona. What we know is they're saying that the neighborhood seemed like it was under siege here as we had a shootout between a suspect and multiple officers on the ground. They say that two Arizona Department of Public Safety crew members have died when their helicopter that was trying to provide air support for the police went down during this event. It's not known if the guy shot at the helicopter or what brought it down at this time, but both of those...
And it doesn't matter. What matters is that people are going to learn that a helicopter got shot out of the sky by some dudes that were under siege. Or they ran up on them, so they just started shooting crazy. They shot. And what that's going to do, it's going to embolden, right, the side of non-law enforcement. People are like, oh, yeah, fuck that. Are we at that point where we just going to shoot at the ghetto bird now? We're going to take it down. And not only that, see, it's a bunch of militias, right? It's a bunch of people out there training, paramilitary training. And what is a RPG? Who just has an RPG in their bedroom? People do. These little army, what do you call them? Cosplayers. Oh, I didn't make it. They wouldn't let me in the service, but I went out and bought everything because I got money. I got RPG 7 and several grenades. You could take a helicopter right out of the sky with a light anti-tank weapon. There are many ways you could take a chopper down. Okay, and they're coming down. The point I'm making, they're fighting back now. Watch the rest of this. They're fighting back in Minnesota now.
Individuals are deceased and have passed away. The police say that this incident began in the neighborhood north of Route 66 between Thompson Street and Mark Lane just after 8:30 p.m. yesterday, responding to a domestic violence call. So last night, this whole thing unraveled. Authorities arrived at the scene. They located a victim, and then they were soon met with gunfire from an individual that was jumping from rooftop to rooftop. So this is why they called on the helicopter to come out and help them. Again, they described this as being a neighborhood under siege, with dozens of rounds being fired. And then it was about 10:17 p.m. They say that the helicopter went down. According to officials, both the pilot and parent.
Sounds like more than one guy. One guy's not causing all that ruckus. Okay. He went back, and then a bunch of them started. They grouped up. Some militia. It sounds like militia type activity. Hell, a chopper got shot out of the sky.
The trooper killed. The suspect was taken into custody at 10:20 p.m.
How was he taken into custody? Gotta be white.
And is currently at the hospital receiving treatment from gunshot wound injuries. No officers reported shot or injured during the shooting. But they got the guy literally 3 minutes after the helicopter crash. So still waiting to get more details on this, but this is pretty crazy.
It doesn't matter what happened. People are going to confabulate. They're going to make up in their mind what they need, right, to fill that space to do what they're about to do. All right, so, and here's what they're doing. So you got to understand the time that we're in. All right, we're in the time of war. We're not in the time of peace. People are at war and they're fighting back against the police. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's not what I'm getting right now. What am I getting? What am I getting? I don't know what I'm getting, so I'm going to go to a default. Get Isaiah. For the lack of something better at this moment. It's coming here. The point is a great insurrection is coming. Isaiah 19:2. Let's get this. In the King James, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. That sounds like this. Flagstaff is a city. Gun battle. What? Neighborhood under siege. This is sounds like Jacob's trouble is in full swing right here. Okay, and this is the time that when people are going to fight back. Minnesotans. Minnesotans fought back, are fighting ICE. Look at this. Okay, so let's see this. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Don't want that. 1 month. No, 1 day. Tactical frivolity. Okay, so this is a little CVS Minnesota 141. Let's check this out real quick. So they're fighting back is the point. That might be why the helicopter came in.
They're easy to spot in a crowd of protests. The Frog Brigade got its start in Portland, and now a new course is in Minneapolis.
Photojournalist Tony Peterson met up with the Frogs, who are fighting ICE with tactical frivolity. Oh my gosh, what is that? Is that a frog?
The Portland Frog started it, and it shows unity across all the cities.
Portland has really helped us start our own brigade. We are here to disrupt the authoritarianism that is happening here in the Twin.
I want a real fight. 3 weeks, 2 hours, arrest a minute. Activists accused of threatening ICE agents caught on camera. ICE walkouts continue. What was that? Were they beating up this guy?
Probably started. So I was like, oh, are they like jumping this guy at first, and I didn't. Then I realized, oh wow, he's like an adult that actually like got out of his car and probably started getting violent or whatever.
This is video taken by a student who attends Mo and Jean Johnson High School in Buda. It shows a fight between an adult and a student Monday during an anti-ICE walkout protest.
A full-grown adult on a young high school girl is a lot of power to overthrow, and so it took enough people around finally to get him off of her.
The fight happened during a string of student walkouts across Central Texas to protest immigration and law enforcement operations Monday.
This dude is still acting a damn fool.
New at 6, right-wing activist Jake Lang was booked into the Ramsey County Jail tonight after kicking over this ice sculpture in front of the Minnesota State Capitol. It read, "Prosecute ICE," and was commissioned by a group representing 500,000 veterans and military families. Lang is a Florida man who was arrested for storming the Capitol on January 6 and then eventually pardoned. He was also behind this rally that sparked a chaotic scene last month in downtown Minneapolis. Here's a new mugshot. He is facing criminal damage to property charges.
All right, so Slovakia. This is what I'm talking about. They're fighting. They are fighting back.
I'm going to keep the focus on the ICE agents. They're now in pursuit. They have a gun. They have a gun. They're pointing a gun. They're pointing a gun. They're shoving people down to the ground. They're chasing observers with a gun. They have their gun out. They have their gun out. They have their gun out. They're around the vehicle and trying to get a better angle. They're throwing tear gas, flashbangs. That is a flare gun or a smoke gun of some kind. That person just... Oh my God. We're gonna leave. I don't know what that was. Those are those jet plane sounding. Yep.
Depth charges.
Carparts.com.
Anyway, it's getting crazy out there, and they're going to start shooting down helicopters. ICE has sonic weapons now. What the duck is happening? This is not normal. You don't use your service gun to chase people. It's a defensive weapon, not an apprehensive tool. This is Tom Hummon's new ICE draw down strategy. Yeah, we drawing down on niggas. That's crazy that you could just use that language frivolously like that. Chasing a bystander. Yeah, this is bad. ICE agents pointing their guns at people while ICE agents are running. What could go wrong? ICE out. That is bad. That scene right there is just terrible. And what it's going to cause, scenes like that are going to cause people to pull their guns out and shoot back. And fair use, and I'm not getting paid for this. It's just some commentary, and do what you want. I don't give a fuck anyway. Yeah, it's going down bad. ICE still pointing guns at. See, it's going to go down bad. Look at the replies. Zero professionalism. This is just the Klan who has been deputized to go out and shoot anybody that they want. So it's only going to take a matter of time before gangs. What is the answer? The Klan is a white gang. So white gangs can go out and shoot who they want, and you niggas got to stand there and take it. That's going away. They're going to start shooting back on the other side. And when that happens, then nobody's going to know who is who. All white people are going to be afraid. All black people, all brown people are going to be afraid because they don't know who's in the Klan, who's not, who's going to shoot you. That moment is coming. Okay? Very quickly. As soon as they start shooting back at ICE and it turns into a war, a civil war, okay, because those are not police. That's the Ku Klux Klan. It's a gang, all right? And Trump said they could go shoot it, and it's only going to last for a minute before they start shooting back. You going to let somebody just come and shoot you, or are you going to try to defend yourself and then deal with the consequences later? It's going to be a gun battle. It says so in the scripture, so you better get your ass ready, all right? They're shooting down. Do you think that helicopter came down on its own? I bet you it came down because it was being engaged. It was being shot at. Okay, and then some mistakes were made. Anyway, I'm going to leave it right there. Let's read this again. First, let's go to Revelation real quick and let's qualify that. Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, Babylon the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So Babylon, which is America, is all spiritually known as Egypt and Sodom. Now we'll deal with the Egyptians, because the Egyptians are Americans. Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. And that's happening in Minneapolis for sure. So with that, we hope that the elect ratified you, brother. Peace, sister.